Flock. Talk to them, my dog.
New York rapper K Flock, whose real name is Kevin Perez, is now facing trial on March 10th for his case involving Oscar Hernandez and his RICO charges. The situation is serious, and there is a lot of evidence against him, but K Flock is still confident. He even called rapper Top 5, saying he will be home sooner than people think. His trial was delayed before, but now it is finally happening. His legal team is working to get him released. Earlier today, they filed a bond request in court, bringing up his struggles in jail. He has been locked up since the year 2021, and reports say he is having a hard time. Other inmates have been targeting him, asking for money, snacks, and commissary. This has led to several fights. Even with these problems, his lawyers believe he will win the case easily. The case is about an incident that happened on December 23rd, the year 2021. Video footage shows K Flock walking down a New York City street with two other people. He is wearing a blue coat and a surety mask. As he walks past a barber shop, Oscar Hernandez steps outside and sees him. Oscar shouts, "What are you looking at?" This leads to an argument between them. After some shouting, Oscar turns his back and walks away. At that moment, K Flock pulls out a firearm and uses it. Oscar tries to run back inside, but he falls on the sidewalk. He is later taken to the hospital, where he does not survive. At first, police have no idea who is responsible. The only things left at the scene are shell casings and Oscar's slides. For 24 hours, there are no strong leads. But then, the police get security footage and ask the public for help. Since K Flock is famous, fans quickly recognize him and tell the authorities. The biggest mistake is that on the same day of the incident, K Flock posts a picture of his designer jacket on Instagram. This matches the one in the footage. Soon, police issue a warrant for his arrest, and the case moves forward. Did you know that many high-profile cases get solved because of social media? Even small details like a photo or a post can become strong evidence in court. Before his arrest, K Flock had enough time to hire one of the best lawyers in the game. The very next day, he and his lawyer walked into the NYPD's 30th precinct, where he turned himself in. After that, his lawyer gave a statement. "Yesterday, I went with Kevin as he self-surrendered to detectives at the 30th precinct. As soon as I found out he was wanted, we made arrangements with the NYPD for him to turn himself in. About the charges against him, we have already started our investigation. We will talk about bail after we check all the details of the case and go through the DA's evidence." Once K Flock's legal team received the evidence from the prosecutors, his lawyer felt sure that K Flock acted in self-defense. He said that when Oscar Hernandez was found on the ground, he had a loaded firearm in his pocket, and his hand was on it at the time of the incident. If someone is coming toward you with a loaded weapon and they have a long criminal record, do you really want to wait and see what happens? Or do you want to protect yourself? His lawyer said. He did not share too many details, but he made it clear that self-defense would be a big part of their argument in court. However, the NYPD did not agree. They believed the incident was connected to street violence. They pointed out that K Flock had strong ties to a Bronx-based street group. According to the police, he was deeply involved in street activities, which made him a big name and also a target. Because of this, they believed the situation was not just about self-defense, but part of an ongoing street conflict. After his arrest, K Flock's music career suffered. Even some of his closest friends spoke out. "I saw fans getting mad at me and DJ academics after K Flock got locked up. Maybe they felt like we judged him too fast," one of his friends said. But a lot of people do not even know what is really going on. They act like his career is finished, but K Flock and his lawyers believe this is far from over. K Flock and his team believed he would be free by now. They were sure his case would prove that he acted in self-defense. But he was still in jail, and this had many rappers speaking about his situation. One rapper shared his thoughts. "Watching what is happening with K Flock is crazy. He was the next big artist coming out of New York. I really like Flock, and I am just hoping for the best. I hope he beats these charges. He has a bright future ahead of him." I also hope this makes young kids understand how fast life can change. It would be very sad if this is how his story ends, but we are not going to think like that. We have to stay positive. But just when his lawyers were working on his self-defense case, things got worse. A federal grand jury charged K. Flock with new crimes under the Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, also known as RICO. This was a huge problem for his case. Many people in hip-hop reacted to the news. K. Flock just got hit with a RICO charge. It is really over, one person said. DJ Academics also spoke about it. The feds just unsealed an indictment on K. Flock for a RICO charge. If he does not beat these charges or work with them, he could face life in prison. He is still facing state charges too, which is why he is locked up right now. This situation reminded many of what Boozy once said about YNW Melly's case. When the feds want you, they will do anything to get you. They waited until the law changed so they could take him to trial. He sat in jail for 2 or 3 years when they could have taken him to trial earlier. But when they want you, they wait for the right moment to move, Boozy explained. Many believe K. Flock should have been released by now. Even his lawyers were frustrated with the new charges. We are not surprised by the federal charges, his legal team said. We have been fighting Kevin's state charges for over a year now. The incident was clearly self-defense, so the original charge was already weak. Now, they're trying to build a bigger case against him. The case against K. Flock has taken a serious turn, but his lawyers remain firm in their belief that he acted in self-defense. According to them, the evidence clearly shows that he did not initiate the conflict. Video footage from the scene captures the moments leading up to the incident, showing K. Flock walking away when the other person approached him. His legal team argues that K. Flock did not want trouble and was trying to leave the situation behind. However, things quickly escalated when the other person moved toward him in an aggressive manner. The key detail that his lawyers emphasize is that the other individual had a weapon in his pocket at the time. According to their claims, this person was not just standing there, but was in the process of pulling out the weapon, which left K. Flock with no choice but to defend himself. In situations like this, quick decisions can mean the difference between life and death. K. Flock reacted in the heat of the moment, fearing for his own safety. His lawyers insist that this was not a planned attack but a clear case of self-defense. Despite this, the authorities are not convinced. They are determined to build their case against K. Flock and are using every possible method to strengthen their argument. One of the key strategies they're employing is questioning his co-defendants. In cases like this, where multiple people are involved, law enforcement often looks for someone who is willing to testify against the main suspect in exchange for a lighter sentence. DJ Academics recently reported that investigators approached one of K. Flock's co-defendants, Sticky, and offered him a deal. They asked him to provide information that could be used against K. Flock, promising that if he cooperated, it would help his own case. However, Sticky refused to betray his friend. He made his decision clear by posting an old photo of himself and K. Flock together on the streets of New York. His caption was direct: "We did things in real life together, and now we have to fight for our freedom together too. It is all fun and games until they come for you. They told me, help yourself and tell us about Kevin. 30 years is a long time. Well, I guess I will see you in 30 years. This response made waves online, with many people praising Sticky for his loyalty. However, in cases like this, there are usually multiple individuals involved, and the authorities will likely continue looking for someone who is willing to talk. This situation reminds many people of what happened with Lil Durk. In his case, there were also reports that someone in his camp was cooperating with the police, but those rumors were later proven false. One of the most talked about moments in Lil Durk's case was when his co-defendant, OTF Vonnie, requested protective custody while in jail. This one decision sparked a wave of speculation across social media, with many people assuming the worst. Rumors quickly spread that Vonnie had chosen to cooperate with the authorities in exchange for a reduced sentence. In high-profile cases like this, people are always looking for someone who might turn into a witness for the prosecution, and Vonnie's request for protective custody made him a target for such accusations. Fans and bloggers began debating whether this meant that he had betrayed Lil Durk. Some claimed that the request showed fear, suggesting that Vonnie might be worried about retaliation from Dirk's team for allegedly providing information to law enforcement. Others pointed out that requesting protective custody does not automatically mean someone is cooperating. It could simply mean they feel unsafe in jail due to tensions with other inmates. However, in the world of hip-hop, where loyalty is everything, even the smallest suspicion of snitching can ruin a person's reputation. Lil Durk's close friend Bezu was quick to shut down these rumors. He went on Instagram Live to clear the air, expressing frustration over how quickly people jump to conclusions. He said, "Nobody really knows what is happening except the people in that courtroom. People just spread false accusations and act like detectives, but they do not know anything. First, they spread rumors, and now they are calling people snitches. That is why I do not get involved in anything illegal, because people love to put others in jail with their false talk." His words highlighted a common issue in high-profile legal cases. Public opinion can often be shaped by rumors rather than facts. Meanwhile, K-Flock himself recently made an appearance. A photo of him on a FaceTime call from jail surfaced online, giving fans a rare glimpse of his current state. The exact details of how he managed to make this call remain unclear, but some sources claim that his commissary money allows him certain privileges. However, the most striking thing about the photo was K-Flock's expression. He did not look like the same confident person fans were used to seeing. Instead, he looked troubled, and many people speculated that he had been crying. The FaceTime call was reportedly very brief, lasting only about 20 seconds. Although the video cannot be shared due to copyright reasons, the photos alone painted a clear picture of K-Flock's current mindset. The pressure of his legal battle is clearly weighing on him. With the authorities pushing hard to build their case and new charges being added, the road ahead looks tough. However, his legal team remains determined to fight for his freedom, arguing that at the heart of this case is a simple fact: K-Flock acted in self-defense. DJ Academics reported that investigators went to K-Flock's codefendant, Sticky, and asked him to testify against K-Flock in exchange for a lighter sentence. Sticky refused and made his stance clear by posting an old photo of himself and K-Flock on the streets of New York. His caption read, "We did things in real life together, and now we have to fight for our freedom together too. It is all fun and games until they come for you. They told me, help yourself and tell us about Kevin. 30 years is a long time. Well, I guess I will see you in 30 years. This news had two sides. The good side was that Sticky stayed loyal and refused to testify against K-Flock. The bad side was that in cases like this, where many people are involved, authorities always look for someone to speak against the main suspect. It reminded many people of Lil Durk's case, where rumors spread that someone in his group was cooperating with the police. However, those rumors later turned out to be false. For example, when Lil Durk's codefendant, OTF Vonnie, asked for protective custody, many people assumed he was working with the police. This caught the attention of Lil Durk's close friend Bezu, who reacted on Instagram Live. He said, "Nobody really knows what is happening except the people in that courtroom. People just spread false accusations and act like detectives, but they do not know anything. First, they spread rumors, and now they are calling people snitches. That is why I do not get involved in anything illegal, because people love to put others in jail with their false talk." Meanwhile, K-Flock himself was finally seen. A photo of him on a FaceTime call with his friends from jail surfaced online. Nobody knows exactly how he managed to get a FaceTime call, but some sources say his commissary money gives him access to many things. However, fans noticed something different about him. He did not look like the same confident K-Flock they were used to seeing. Instead, he looked worried, and some even said it seemed like he had been crying. The call only lasted about 20 seconds, and while the video cannot be shared, the photos clearly show that K-Flock is feeling the pressure of his situation.